Smash Ultimate's X top tiers and why they fell off. And there's pretty good reason for those things. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Do I look like the kind of guy that you would trust? This is clearly a guy who knows what he's talking about. Drip aside, let's get into the video. All right, chat, give me one top tier that you think fell off. Inkling literally being on the screen is certainly one of them. Wolf did not fall off. I don't care what anybody says. Wolf is still broken. There's still top level Wolf reps. Not as many. Still Pichu. ZSS is actually a good answer in my humble opinion. Joker's back. Joker is so back.
Patches have concluded during the first half of the game's tenure thus far. Perceptions over characters have changed, players have developed and adapted their playstyles to other players developing and adapting their playstyles, and despite all the doom posting that went on in 2022 and 2023, I feel like the competitive scene has managed to stay fresh and exciting. Personally, I still look forward to watching and attending majors. A significant change that took place over the years is Ultimate's tier list. Being highly subjective, a tier list can change over time.
This is the first tier list? Wait, okay, well this is after all the characters come out.
Even if a character doesn't get buffed or nerfed, as players find more.
Let me see, yeah, dude, like noticeable fall from grace is like immediately are like Chrom, Inkling, Pichu. Over here, nothing really. Ike.
I wanted to go over Smash's X top tiers and how they fell off from the meta. I should reiterate that given tier placements can be subjective, one can debate whether it's just our perceptions of a character that have soured over time, or perhaps they overrated the character back then.
Olimar is actually a pretty good example of a character that had like a super hot start and then you know what, he just kind of got power crept as it goes. People just kind of figured out like Olimar's flaws and stuff, and like it makes sense why he was so successful early on. He still is kind of successful to this day, right? Candle's got some good results. Chuton literally beat Sonics, who's probably the #1 player right now with Olimar, but it used to be more common, you know, just like was considered like maybe top 10, top 15, but people really kind of realized that you can just fish for trades against him, right? Even though he kind of has a disjoint, it's not amazing, you know, and he struggles with getting off ledge. He does insane damage, which is super good for early game. Characters that just poop out damage to an absurd degree just tend to do good, especially early on before people figure out counterplay.
Even though the first quote-unquote official tier list of the game didn't come out until Lumirank took it upon themselves to be the central governing body for this, the competitive scene has been closely observing the progression of each character throughout the meta, mainly keeping track of who's been doing worse.
I'm surprised Shulk fell off. I don't know what Shulk players are doing. This character's broken.
Over the past few years. For some, the right balance changes caused them to fall down a few pegs as a result of being overall less effective than we initially thought, while for others, it likely was due to the meta progressing in a way that diminished their strengths and or further exposed their weaknesses. So let's go through one at a time to locate the problem, beginning with the man himself, Joker. Joker was once believed to be the best character in Smash
Joker's still
Ultimate.
good. Joker never, he had a fall off arc because like Goryoka wasn't really going to stuff, I'm pretty sure, and also like I would just stop playing him. That's why he fell off. And now we have like Omega too, and Lemon's good. Like there's a lot of good Jokers now.
Joker's fall from grace came as a result of three key factors in my opinion, first of which being the direct nerfs he sustained, many of which were compounded by the growing punish-oriented win conditions of most characters. Version 7 oversaw the harshest nerfs to Joker, first with this down gun losing a considerable—
This move needed this nerf bad. This move is insane. I don't care what anybody says. It should not have done what it did before.
Losing this worsened both Joker's offensive and defensive game, as it's a lot easier to attack him from a diagonal angle on his way down, and he can't gimp or edgeguard with gun nearly as effortlessly. Second major nerf was to Arsene, wherein Joker's rebellion gauge would deplete faster upon taking damage, exactly 33% faster at that, making it
Damn, I didn't know it was 33% faster after the nerf. Jeez, man. Definitely the biggest nerf is like Arsene disappearing more when you take damage, and down, and then the side B nerf. This character really got some crazy nerfs and he's still good. That's crazy.
Combo string or a couple neutral hits would be enough to get rid of his persona almost entirely before he had a chance to use it.
You could honestly argue that him losing Arsene isn't the worst thing ever, because Joker has a problem where if he like gets knocked off stage and he gets Arsene, it sucks because it makes his recovery more exploitable when he has Arsene. So him losing it faster could sometimes be seen as a good thing.
Without Arsene, Joker would be at most a high-tier character. It makes sense why he went from top 2, arguably #1, to his new placement of rank 10, on the fringe of falling off the Apex tiers. Most people consider top tier to be rank 15 or higher, so by all accounts, Joker is still a top tier, but going from rank 1 to rank 10 is still a pretty measurable decline, and it's easy to see why. On average, Joker has Arsene less often than he used to, forcing players to rely more on his base version, which by my estimate would be around rank 20 or even lower. If hypothetically Joker had perma Arsene, then of course he would be the best character in the game, so averaging that out, Joker would be hanging around the 10 to 15 spot.
Perma Arsene is
engages depletion was a double whammy, because the meta was already progressing in the direction of more damaging punish games. The final reason is, I think it was the top player effect, where people had such a high opinion of a character purely because it was the fighter of choice for the GOAT of Smash Ultimate. Not to downplay the...
I think towards the like right before COVID started, I feel like people were really getting used to like fighting Joker, you know? I think people were like figuring out what the character, like just how to work around the character and what the plan is for neutral. There's a lot more player-to-player interaction when you're fighting against a Joker. Like you can't just like mindlessly hold in a lot of the time, or else you'll just lose to Joker, which is what a lot of people did, especially in early Ultimate. But like people were like pretty like I was starting to beat him, like Light was getting close to beating Leo, like Sora was beating Leo, like it was good. I mean, people were figuring it out, and like he would sometimes struggle against like random like players too. Maybe not struggle, but he would like drop a game or get close to it.
Next character is going to be Roy. After the initial explosive reception of Crom came and went,
he's peaking right now. What are you talking about?
For the first few years of the game, being considered the best swordy prior to the advent of Aegis. Having strong hitters across the globe like Alice, Flo, and Goblin, along with the Roy main Pola, representation and results came for the boy, and it's about time too after having poor status in Melee and Smash 4.
Alright, what is this dude on?
He's been wrong twice. As a top 10 character, Roy now sits at rank 19, which I politely disagree with. I think that may have been a bit too pessimistic of a rating for him, but I can see why. But his downfall stems from one simple issue with this gameplay. He has to engage. Most sword fighters prioritize a...
Oh no, he has to engage with all of his extremely safe several combo tools and grab follow-ups. What a drawback for Roy. Surely I hope he doesn't, like, you know, struggle with approaching, right? Like, surely they wouldn't make it so that he's really fast and also low profiles with his dash and has good airspeed. They wouldn't do that, right, chat?
Roy has been thought of as a big swordy, kind of like Joker. They do make use of weapons, but their effective range isn't significant enough to allow them to play a spacing-oriented strategy. At the very least, for Joker though, he has two long-range attacks, one of which cannot be reflected, which he can then use to force approaches. Roy, on the other hand, does not. He has to go in close, uncomfortably close at that, and with the rise of many punish-oriented characters like Steve, Kazuya, Game & Watch, Sonic,
let's be honest, his only drawback is the player getting sour spots. Dude, that's not even a drawback because the sour spot's still combo, and in some cases you want the sour spot because combo is hard.
Next character will be Wolf. Mr. O'Donnell came back from Smash Ball with a vengeance.
This one's a more agreeable one because there's not a lot of Wolf players out right now.
During post-pandemic. Like Joker, Wolf had the perfect combination of speed, strength, and tools to handle just about any situation, only instead of fluctuating between strong with Arsene and weak without, Wolf had a consistent power level. Being a jack of all trades is especially helpful during the early stages of a meta. Since you don't know what to expect, it helps to have an answer for everything.
Wolf really was just the first jack of all trades, right? In the meta. I think he did just say that, but like I never really thought of it like that. Like before there was DLC, the first good all-around character, I suppose, never really stood out in any direction, except for his pre-patch down smash. He could cheese hard. Heesh. Apollo's actually another good one, yeah. I wouldn't say Mario. No, Mario is rush down bull. He is not balanced. Pit was not a good character, especially at the time. I guess I would agree with Lucina too. It's just that I feel like Wolf especially does like above average in every single category, whereas you could argue that like Lucina doesn't really have a good disadvantage, right? Or like she struggles a little bit to kill as opposed to Wolf. Wolf struggling to kill is a total government lie, by the way. I think this character should still be doing good. Unfortunately, we live in a world where everyone's a cheeser and tries to kill you at 10, and Wolf struggles against those kind of characters.
FighterZ Past 2 featured many fighters with extremes to say the least. Extreme range, extreme close quarters combat, extreme setup traps, extreme speed. Wolf is characterized by being above average in every aspect, but not having any one part be head and shoulders above the rest. He has good kill power,
generally,
but
you
not
want to
Steve or Kazuya levels of power. He has good speed, but not quite enough to where he can shoot damage. It's kind of like Pichu, where he would have fallen off even if he never got nerfed. Second to last character is Pokemon Trainer, yet another case.
He would have fallen off even if he never got nerfed. I guess that's actually kind of true. I don't think Pichu would have stayed relevant though. Pichu was broken, and there's a lot of Pichu players now even though he's not that good. Pichu would have stayed relevant probably the entire meta.
I think the main causality behind them falling off would be that we just don't have anyone representing them right now. Quinn was the best PT for a short fragment of time, but during that time he took LMBM 2022 and made it past top 8 at Collision 2022 shortly after. Just recently we saw him get 25th at Riptide 2024.
For what it's worth, I still think that this character is very good. I feel like a lot of PT players don't really, still don't really understand how to like use Squirtle that well. I feel like Tweak was really the only good Squirtle player. All the other PTs just like want to zone out with Ivysaur or just do cringe Charizard and they think they're nasty. But their Squirtles usually suck. They just like mash and don't understand how to play with good frame data.
Final character I think will be Lucina. Granted, I know there are plenty of other fighters who fell off like Pikachu, Palutena, Shulk, Wario and stuff, but I want to talk about Lucina because she was practically right up there alongside Roy in the top 10, with the number of people arguing she was just a bit better. Yet at the same time, in spite of her incredibly high rating, no one really saw her as a massive threat everyone had to prepare for.
Why he says
of course,
Lucina.
You can attribute that to her also being thought of as Honesty the character.
I don't like it when people call Lucina honest. I played against Lucina every grand finals. Okay? That character's not honest. No. I know what back air does. Okay? That's not an honest move. I know what shield breaker does. That move's broken. Marth isn't honest. He's just bad. There's a difference. She honestly borked. Yeah. Dude, up B, not an honest move.
Means one of the most difficult if not impossible recoveries to 2-frame, she was just strong overall. And unlike Roy, while Lucina technically did still have to approach, she could keep a fair distance away from her opponent, no pun intended, and play the mid-range. But just over time, she slowly but surely went down and down and down the rankings, placing even worse than Roy. In Lucina's case, she's a combination of all the aforementioned factors I went over.
Who made this tier list? This tier list is why is Lucina that close to Zerusu? Get him out of here.
Worse than Roy. In Lucina's case, she's a combination of all the aforementioned factors I went over with the previous 4. She got power crept pretty dang hard by DLC and buffs to other characters. She's a generalist, of which the archetype fell off across the board as the meta became more refined around min-maxing. She received nerfs to her kill power, which, charitably speaking, was average to begin with, and once again, I think it was because she was kind of overrated. Not a bad character, mind you, but I feel like it's impossible for an honest character like her to be top 10 material. It's a shame what happened to these characters. Doubtless you may have seen memes.
Loki, you know, would make Lucina a more broken character is if she was more fun and more people wanted to play her, but she's boring. She's just a point and click adventure. Nobody wants to actually do that. It's not fun. Everybody asked Leo why he dropped Lucina, and Leo is just like, it's so boring.
Who knows, maybe we might see a resurgence in the future. I've seen Leo cooking on Joker in ways he never cooked before, so I'm coping with the rest of us. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on Ultimate's old top tiers if you think I missed a point with any of them. Aside from that, if you enjoyed the video, a like and subscribe would be much appreciated. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter @Vars, join my Discord server, and check out my other Smash Ultimate discussions if you haven't yet. But till next time, thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again.
I think another good topic to bring up after talking about this would be like characters that didn't fall off, like characters that were considered kind of like pretty good early on but just remained good, like, or like got better. Like, you know what one character is that everyone expected to be bad at this point in the game but is still pretty good and kind of pulling results to some degree? Is Ness. Everyone expected Ness to be awful. Corrin is a different case because she got patches to help her out. But like, surprisingly, like, Ness is one of those characters, right, that's just like, oh, you're still good like that? Okay, my bad, dude. I didn't know. Rob, that's like more predictable though. Like, Rob is just broken, you know? If Rob got nerfed, it might be a little bit more surprising, but like, he didn't get nerfed, so it doesn't really matter. Wario's actually one of those characters that I actually kind of agree. I didn't think Wario would stick around for so long, but I think Luto is such a good player. Young Link, yeah, actually Young Link is a perfect example as well. He's very strong, but nobody stuck with it, you know? It was the wrong PK boy. I feel like there is going to be no game where Lucas is just better than Ness. Luigi is weird. Luigi is a weird like little case to talk about just because like he has such fluctuating results. Young Link has never gotten better than 3rd at a major. I don't understand why. I really don't. He's choose to lose as hell. He has 53 ways to do 0 to death. He has to be good. His recovery's bad. Who's the best Toon Link right now? Probably someone from Japan. They got 2 good Toon Links over there. I forget their names though. The overall reason why characters fell off is honestly just because people got used to them for the most part, or they got nerfed. Those are probably the 2 biggest reasons as to why characters would fall off. Except in the special case of Lucina, right? She got nerfed, but that's not why people stopped playing her. It's just because she's boring. Which is insane. I don't know how in a game of like Smash, you make a character so boring that people are just like, I'd rather do something else. Like, that's insane. There you go. That's the reason why top tiers, the X top tiers have fallen. He didn't even talk about Zerusu, bro. Did he? Actually, he didn't talk about Zerusu at all. Did CSS fall off? I feel like she sucked the whole time. That's what I'm saying, dude. She's trash. I would say that she's fallen off because if you take like the average ZSS results from back then You had myself, you had Choco, you had Shiki, you had Kuro. I don't think Doorstop was that good at that point, but like across the board there was just on average better ZSS results. And then like as you know, we approached the beginning of the COVID era and then like post-COVID era, the results average have dropped by so much. There's still like the same amount of Zero Suit players now, right? Because there's, again, myself, now there's Doorstop, there's Andrew T, there's Sharp, or sorry, Noah or Leviathan. And like, I think there's another Japanese ZSS, but I've never seen Homie do that good results-wise. So like, the average results have just completely dropped down. And even my own, too. Like, I don't place like in the top 4 or 5 as consistently as I used to. So just like, that's just a character that's definitely fallen off. Your propaganda has demotivated people to play her. No, I don't think so. People still enjoy playing Zero Suit. A lot of people actually like her playstyle wise because she is fun to play when, you know, she fucking works and it's not in a tournament environment. Thank you for watching. That's why all the top tiers fell off. Subscribe to the channel. Bye.